welcome everyone to VGZ League Challenge 4 here at second third place. I am Jesus Coronel. Alongside me, Ryan Wayne, we have our first semifinal match between Ian Genis and Junxi Zhu.
Yes, we have seen Ian earlier on the stream today. I'm not sure if both of us were playing, so we weren't too familiar with what was happening on stream.
Yeah, no, I actually get stats here. Ian was on stream for round 4.
Yes.
Junxi was not on stream at all.
He wasn't.
So we got the teams here with Ian on Calyrex Ice Rider, Amoonguss Iron Hands, Incineroar Ditto, and Urshifu Single Strike, with Junxi on the Ogremon Heartflame, the Smeargle, the Tornadus Incarnate, the Terrapagos, the Iron Hands, and the Flutter Mane. This is Junxi's Day 2 Worlds team if you need to have anyone reference at home. And
might as well, yeah. Might as well bring the team that, you played in Worlds with, especially this last day. You either bring something you know, or you bring something fun. We're going right into it. I'm not sure if they face each other, but maybe they...
No, they had not faced each other.
Right.
I actually fact-checked that.
All right.
However, cool. Ian did defeat Grant Weldon, who went 5-0 in this tournament.
Very impressive. I did face Grant round 1. Not go well, as the 5-0 would insinuate.
Yeah, well, let's just stop talking about our own records and get on to the battle.
Yeah.
With Smeargle and the Ogerpon for Junxi, it's going to be Incineroar or Single Strike for Ian.
All right, so we got a lot of stuff on Ian's side. We do have a lot of offensive pressure. We also have some redirection shenanigans on the opposite side with Junxi. So yeah, we're gonna see. All right, so we're gonna see the taunt. I think you try and taunt that Smeargle. You don't want any of the little different shenanigans it can do. Yeah,
there's like a lot of things Smeargle can do in a scenario where there's like no attacking moves. Yeah, of course.
It doesn't even have fake out.
Yeah, that's what I said. It has no attacking moves. And here comes Terrapagos for Junxi.
All right.
Oh wait, those Iron Hands. I read that wrong.
All good.
Now it's the same letters. Okay, Fake Out goes into Iron Hands.
Here's combat.
Yeah, into the same slot. And that's doing at least half damage toward the Iron Hands. It's going to lower Urshifu's defenses, but don't know how much that matters when it's a Focus Sash already intact. Taunt comes out from this Ogremon Heartflame, meaning Incineroar cannot go for a parting shot or a taunt.
No. So I think, especially at this thing, you do have to pivot out Ian. Ian has to pivot it out, or just ruin it. Did he go for Terra? No.
He might have. And it's also interesting to see Ian wanting to knock off that Iron Hands' Assault Vest out of the way as well.
Yeah. Interesting. All right. So on the other side, where do you go from here?
We see close combat. Yeah, we see close combat come out from this Urshifu. It is enough to knock out the Iron Hands to Ian's relief in the camera if you noticed it. And down goes that Iron Hands for Junxi. So it's going to be the IB Koto coming out, which is only attack for this Ogerpon, but it tries to taunt the switch in on the Incineroar. Unfortunately, Incineroar did not choose to switch out, instead going for the knockoff, which unfortunately, you cannot knock off a Heartflame Mask.
Nope. Does it still do the damage of, like,
No,
with
I don't think so, because we had to knock off the item.
That is fair.
But yeah, let's go back to that taunt play Junxi went for. He tried to read the Incineroar switch out.
Which I think is a pretty solid thing, because not too much damage is going to go into that knockout. Just one being a fighting type, and then two, because it doesn't knock off the item. We are going to see that Terrapagos come in. And which kind is this? It is a Choice Specs one as well.
Yeah, this is a Choice Specs Terrapagos here. Should it go for that Stellar Terra immediately? This Urshifu's been hanging on with 2 close combats down, so it will go down to that Focus Sash, which actually I think this make things a little bit awkward for Junxi, depending on if Ian goes for the Terra, because if you see a Terrapagos, you gotta be wary of going for Terra.
Yeah.
And we see that come out as so. Run this Urshifu on Ian's side. We see a Follow Me come out from this Ogerpon. Hopefully redirect the knockoff away from the Terrapagos as it goes Terra Starstorm into the Incineroar with the normal type and the Choice Specs. Not enough for a knockout, but it does over 40, like around 80% damage. And another knockoff comes out. He's eyeing that Choice Specs.
Yes, he is. And we're going to see the Terra into that Terra Wicked Blow, and it's going to go into that Ogerpon. So probably takes the knockout there. And so it is choice locked into Terra Starstorm. Does he Terra here? Not quite sure if he does at this point, because you know, you still want that Terra Shell around just in case, just so you can live, because you know, it comes in clutch.
Yeah, that Terra Shell definitely comes in handy, especially at a time like this where you could resist the first Wicked Blow that comes out, because we do know that the Urshifu is indeed faster than the Incineroar based on the speed counts that everything's been going through. I mean, unless I'm crazy, I think this Ogerpon is actually slower than the Urshifu. And we see another Follow Me come out for this Ogerpon, so we're not going to get the answer unless we really misremembered speed calcs between these Pokemon. But it is going to go down to this Wicked Blow. It's just going to be a knockoff.
It definitely should be enough.
Yeah, and then that means a knockoff goes into the Terapagos, meaning the Choice Specs is now out of commission. But this could get circumvented if the Incineroar gets knocked out here by the Terra Starstorm, but no, it targets the Urshifu instead.
Good
so
choice.
it will go down to that Focus Sash. And I mean, it has to be another knockoff. Fake Out is going to fail at this rate, unless you really just don't want to do damage here. Here comes the knockoff. Terra Shell's going to make it resisted, but down go the Choice Specs, which I think was more important.
Yes, very much so, because that lowers its damage output. And it doesn't, you know, have any protect. It doesn't have any of that. It's really, really tough, because usually when you go into those Choice Specs, you're just planning to do as much damage as possible. Just, you know, go guns blazing.
Yeah, that's basically what the Choice Spec is for in these days. If you weren't already Power Herb or Calm Mind, which under Terapagos were, historically speaking, in Regulation G format, which, by the way, you guys don't know, this is our last Regulation G tournament of the season, as today is the last month of the format.
Yeah.
I mean, the last day of the format, excuse me.
No, you're good, you're good.
And we see close combat. Oh, no Terrassalization coming out from this Terapagos. Down it goes to that close combat. I'm pretty sure Junxi's confident with something in his back. Wait, Iron Hands got KO'd. Yo, that is the last Pokemon, so there was no Terrassalization at all from Junxi. This Miracle has no attacking moves. This Miracle has no attacking moves. They tried to decorate the Terapagos. Unfortunately, it's not there anymore. Knockout goes off into the Smeargle. And unfortunately, because this Smeargle has no damaging moves, I think the game's over.
Yeah, I don't know, because all the offensive damage that he can do, it's gone. It's just that. So maybe he just kind of knew at that point, once the Choice Specs was gone, that was it. So yeah. I would say, like I think Junxi's problem in this one was he was definitely outpaced by a lot of big things. So
that Urshifu, Incineroar Urshifu, that whole game was just never threatened, because Junxi was hyper fixated on taunting everything that he wanted to go for, which the first time when the Incineroar was good, perhaps the second one was a little excessive, and then the Ogerpon just became a Follow Me merchant for that Terapagos, which unfortunately was eventually going to get forwarded by that Terra Dark Wicked Blow.
Do you think he goes into Tornadus? Because I do think that because he was being outpaced by pretty much everything, it was hard for him to get a leg up in this. So he has that Tornadus, he has that speed control there, also has Scary Face, so like he has more he can do with it. Do you think that he makes that adjustment?
I believe Tornadus can come into this battle, but the problem just becomes, do you want to play in a Trick Room? Should Ian threaten it? Because the important thing here to know from Junxi, that you do not know if Ian brought the Calyrex at all.
That is true. Yeah, he did go...
He went Incineroar Urshifu single strike the whole battle. They never had to switch out because, unfortunately, Incineroar didn't really have to because he got taunted.
Yeah.
And it didn't mind going for knockoff.
No, not at all, because it was so useful in doing, you know, chip damage, and also just, you know, it made that Terapagos damage output so small at that point that it didn't really matter. So, and that's always a tough thing going into a game 2 when you're already down one game. If you haven't seen your back Pokemon, you don't fully know that that strategy, and Ian has that surprise element. He can run the same leads over, and then it's like, no, he has to play my game, and that's definitely something that Ian can go into this game with that kind of mentality.
Absolutely, and it also comes down to like where Junxi planned to go for his attacks, because remember that last turn that the Terapagos got fainted, he didn't Terra, and he thought that the Wicked Blow was going to go towards the Smeargle for some reason, but let's just go ahead and ignore that. We're going to see the Smeargle Iron Hands lead from Junxi for game number 2. We have the Calyrex Ice Rider and the Incineroar for game number 2. No Urshifu single strike lead this time around, but there is a fake out against that Calyrex Ice Rider should the Incineroar ignore the Smeargle or Iron Hands at this point.
Yes. All right. Oh, looks like I think he went into Glacial Lance and then fake out into the Smeargle. I think that's what I saw. I blinked and I missed it. We do see Quick Guard, so
Yeah, perhaps
Fake out.
Quick Arc can come in here against the fake out, but
Yeah.
does that mean does Iron Hands even have a chance? No, he's got intimidated. I don't think he's gonna knock out anything right now. Instead, we don't see a quick guard. We see fake out goes into the Smeargle. Oh,
okay.
Junxi thought he had a faster fake out user here. Unfortunately, that wasn't the case, and Calyrex just gets a free Glacial Lance off.
Yep.
And that's a big KO against the Smeargle, and that is a Killing Day boost. Iron Hands definitely files faster than the Incineroar.
Yeah, and I think the thing is, it was safe to go for that too, because like, wow, I'm also looking at that Smeargle. It didn't have wide guard, which I had to do the double take there. That's such an important move to have on a Smeargle. I feel like a lot of it runs wide guard specifically for, you know, that reason.
Yeah, unfortunately though, I mean, the Smeargle is definitely better equipped for something else. Junxi forfeits! And that means he and Genis is going to win game number 2 and go into grand finals.
I am shook. Wow.
I think Junxi just thought to himself, okay, I think I just let this Calyrex I think I let this Calyrex hit that boost, which is unfortunately going to snowball against my favor, because like, even if that Terra Shell takes that knockoff, you're probably going down to a +1 Glacial Lance.
I think he was just doing a homie drop. Like, there's still so much gameplay to left. I mean, like, you never know if Ian's gonna make a mistake or something like that. Maybe it was just like a thing. It's like, I already made it to semifinals. He's got those points. He's a skilled trainer. We have a whole entire season left, so he is going to you know, probably win some future tournaments. So maybe it was just kind of like a homie drop.
Yeah, and that's unfortunately how that game is going to go down. The other semifinal, which is between Alicia Martinez and Riley Factura, is still going on. And the winner of that game will face off with Ian Genis, and we'll find out who that winner is when we come back.
Oh, we're still on. It's all good. It's all good. Look at my cats. They are cute.
Yeah, we'll be right back as soon as this break goes up.
Are we?